The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a zero becomes a one, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD BLACK NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance. The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a zero becomes a one, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD BLACK NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft and in association with ACT Fibernet and AFK Gaming. I'm your host, Blackjack. Joining me is my co-host, Babagusta, and our admin, Foxy, as we are here for the beginning of the division stages in this season. Season 2 is now officially a go, and with it is going to be beginning Division 2's first play day. It took us a while. We had a couple of streams lined up, but unfortunately the first half could not happen due to some technical difficulties. But we are now live, ladies and gentlemen. We've got two big games coming up right at the bat for all of our viewers at home, as we'll be starting off tonight with LYSC Valiants taking on Saw Faith, and then on the other half of this game, this stream, Exterminate Esports are going to be taking on Dauntless Esports. A couple of big games coming in as Saw Faith, fresh off the boat from Division 3, is trying to make a statement, while Valiants, they tried but couldn't quite get the promotion to Div 1, stuck in 4th position. Can they make it this season? We will find out as the game is live, and so is the ban phase coming to your screens right now. Thatcher has already been banned on the beautiful map of Oregon. No surprises right there. Another day, another Thatcher ban, but this is a new one. Hibana is going to be banned from the side of Saw Faith. Not too surprising when you really think about it, because when it comes to Oregon, there's plenty of hatches here and there, and certain other areas where lines of sight can be established via her Kairos pellets that are pretty annoying to deal with for defenders. Well, Mai is going to be the other ban from the side of Saw Fate, the first defender to be taken out tonight. And no surprises there. Wamai on Oregon has been a tried and tested, very strong operator on this map, as now Mira will be banned from the side of Valiance. Again, a very standard ban, as that will conclude our ban phase. Thatcher, Hibana, Wamai, and Mira have been taken off the board from both the attacking and defending rosters. And with that, we are going to be proceeding on to the first round of tonight's match. Let's have a look at both of the rosters that are in the lobby for ourselves today. From the side of Valiance, Hellboy, Mac Daddy, Play Love, Hunter, and JD. They don't have Messi today. That's going to be interesting. And from the side of Saw, actually, I just realized I inverted the names. Do excuse me. From the side of Valiance, we've got Dibjol, Kingslayer, Flickshotter, all right, Shady and Killen, and of course, I just read out the names from Saw in the standard rollout. With all of that being said, round one is going to be underway, and I've kept the man from the mic long enough. Baba, how do you do?
Well, I'm doing absolutely fine, Jack, and also very excited for this matchup. We do know that Saw Faith did promote from Div 3 through Div 2, so now they are fighting their spot to get to the top. That would be on Div 1. But here's the thing. Lies Valiants, they are also on their way to reaching Div 1, and it is their aim to do so. So, with this first start-off match, we'll get to see who will be in the lead and who won't. With that, we are going to proceed to the prep phase. And talking about the ban, here, eliminating Hibana would give a lot of opportunities for the defenders to hold on to, the side properly, especially on the electrical room, because most of the time when the attackers try to push in from the blue entrance, you see the Hibana using her Excaro spells to open up quickly so that they could be able to, clear out on those specific place. With that, action phase will be in play. We do see a Goyo's Vulcan shield being prepped and used. One of them would be in the blue bunker, and with that, JD with the Nomad, the air jab will be there to make sure that the flank from the defenders will get caught. With that, Play Love, quite interestingly, we're going to be seeing him use the DMR instead of the assault rifle, quite interestingly, as he proceeds to drone the freezer as well as downstairs. Hellboy will also do the same, but this time he's on the top by, I believe he just entered in the armory locker's window, decides to go down. With the footprints that he did eventually scan, he just needs that perfect information. Although he do know that there is Aroma's presence being detected, I'm not quite sure that he did use his Inox scanner to detect where exactly his location is, but he's just going to keep it for now. Playlove will just use his breaching torch to open up the hatch near the freezer. It's going to take a little bit of time when he finishes his job, but he still needs to be careful that there won't be any defenders who try to contest the angle while he's trying to open up the hatch. There you go. Hatch is opened, which would give him angles and also the air jabs. Not quite sure where, maybe on the freezer, but well, with that, we do see a total of 2 hard breaches. The Mac Daddy, the Ace, and the Maverick. Maverick will do his job by opening up the hatches. And judging by the push, it is going to be on the basement laundry push rather than pushing in from the blue bunkers. So it's going to be a matter of time where the attackers decides to push in. Kingslayer sees the head, won't be able to get the connect just yet. But talking about the push, as I was talking about, two of the players already in the basement stairs. The other 2 are pushing towards the freezer. Now they just need to pick a body, and quite surprisingly, we won't be able to see one, but Hibjol will be able to find one with the SMG-11, eliminating Magdaddy, followed up with the gas canisters to keep the attackers at bay. The push will come in from the basement laundry. The flashbang will work out as Playlove eliminates Shady, making a lot of gun plays been happening here, putting it to 3-3. Kingslayer eliminating 2 of those teams will be able to put it back, giving Hunter Card the only operator left, and he won't be available this time. Lies Valiance winning round 1 on basement laundry. As we take a look at it in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, what a great holes coming in on the side of Lies Valiance, and on the side of attack, they did, however, opened up the hatches quite fast with the Mavericks breaching torches, and even with them opening up, decides to push in from the freezer. They couldn't be able to get the kill instead. So with that, unfortunately, we have to go for a rehost because it's just technical difficulties that we do have to face, ladies and gentlemen. we do have to apologize, but hopefully we'll be able to come back in the second round. So first round goes to the favor of Lies Valiance. And talking about that, we are back with the second round. The players haven't left yet, so that is a good sign. And with that, we're going to continue our second round. Second floor Kids Dome is going to be the side. Sixth pick comes in as plays shifts from the Maverick to the Jackal, and Flickshot changes from the Pulse to the Mute.
Second floor dorms is going to come out from the side of Valiance after a beautiful first round's worth of defense. Playlove was the only one who looked like he might be able to do some damage in that first round. Unfortunately, he was not enough. The rest of Valiance fell off the floor a little too quickly for the side of Saw Faith, and Valiance, they did very well to shut them down one by one. Dorms might be a different story, however, as Saw Faith could definitely take this on the attack. And they're just, busy memeing around in the all chat. As it goes, you want to have some banter. Make sure that you and the opponent teams are always on friendly terms. As we've got a mute in play from Flickshotter this time. There we go, just the jammers going in the proper places. No electrical interference, mind you. No Bandit and no Kaid from the side of Valence. They don't want to employ any kind of electrical utility on those reinforced walls, as that, I guess they just deemed it not to be worth it. Flickshotter, all right, that's tower runout being prepared from the man on second floor, or that could just be to try and distract the attackers if anybody chooses to push this way. And there probably will be, although with only one hard breacher in that team, in the attacking team right now, I feel like Flickshotter might not actually find any attackers coming his way unless it's to push through kitchen, excuse me. The mute, waiting and watching in the wings. He is very patient right here. It's not even moving, just barely. And the window's going to be broken right in front of him. He is just going to wait it out as Shady with a couple of bullet hole peeks, not giving away his position, minded, because the attackers are too far away to hear those bullets ricochet off of the wall right there. But Flickshot has been tracked right now, so there will, in fact, be attackers coming his way. A drone has spotted exactly where he is. As shots are fired, the SMG-11 is going to have to come out. He's been seen, and the C4, will that find anybody? No, it won't. It went a little bit too far. It's going to be shot out, and he's got to take out that drone. He will, and he's just about alive. Oh, that's a little unfortunate. He's being shot from below, mind you. That was a good guess from the side of the attackers. They know exactly where he is, as Hellboy's taking a bit of damage on the other side. Looks like that was from the Valkyrie, as Dipjo's actually going to find one, and Shady goes down in the meanwhile to Hellboy, who will get refragged onto by the Jaeger on White Stairs. Bodies are being dropped all over the place as there's only two attackers remaining. Suddenly, Mac Daddy and Hunter are the last two, as the mute has finally been taken care of. Flickshotter has dropped, but he has clearly done more than enough damage in this situation. But the smoke, that was an ill-advised peek for him, as he will get taken down. Dibjol falls, and it's all down to Killen and Kingslayer, the two Ks for the Valiants, who need to make this round convert their way. Got a good angle over here, Killen, watching the trophy room entry doorway, as that is exactly where Hunter, is trying to make his entry from. Shots are being traded, but no bodies have been found. No damage is done, but time is being wasted. And with only two players, there's only so much Saw Faith can do with the limited amount of time that they have. This is not going to be a versatile push. They're going to have to try to either brute force their way in or outsmart the defenders. And we're going to find out which it's going to be. Mac Daddy opening up a summer breach on the dorm's wall. He's going to find one on Attic. He knows that there's the Melusi in there as the flashbangs are coming out from the side of the Ash. That's to burn out the ADS, but still nothing. Smoke grenades have gone off on the shield facing dorms as the plant needs to go off. It is now 1 over 10 seconds remaining, but he has Kingslayer to find one. Will he find two? Not quite. The knife comes out, and Hunter will go down. Kingslayer finds the final two in this important second round. Even though there was a little bit of a potato moment right there, we'll see that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, ladies and gentlemen, as round two goes the way of LYSE Valiance. And just as we were talking about in the pre-match, before the stream began, me, Baba, and Foxy, we were all talking about this game, and we were predicting that it might go the way of Valiance. At least that's what me and Foxy thought. Baba, on the other hand, had a different take, saying Soft Fate might just be able to pull off an upset victory. Well, with these first two rounds, it might not go that way. Again, it is the early game. Things are bound to change for both of these teams. Valiance could definitely run away with this game. They have that higher tier experience. Soft Faith is just making it to Div 2. But that momentum of being promoted could be exactly what they need to topple over Valiance. With all of that being said, round 3 is going to be underway, and it's going to be kitchen and a meeting hall.
Well, with the two sides successfully defended from Valiance, they are forced to pick first floor meeting hall and kitchen. Although there is yet another side that would be the first floor kitchen and dining room. Most of it's been a while since it's been around a month or two when the team decided to pick more on the first floor meeting room rather than picking on the first floor dining. I do kind of know why, because on the meeting room you do all you have to do is to just get the control over on attic, so that they won't be able to get those like the vertical floors opened up in the attic and get those early kills as best as possible. So it actually works out quite well, especially for the defenders. And yeah, we did see a huge amount of pick rate on the specific site, and looks like on the side of Valiance they do want to make more than that. We do see a Valkyrie camp being thrown out right from outside the construction site spawn, so we'll see. Quite interesting, we do see a reinforcement coming in, the reinforcements coming in right on the side of the attic, so which should give the attackers only the access, but they do need a hard breacher to open up those reinforcement hatches. With that, action phase will be in play. We do see flick shot in the big tower instead of the smoke, in which Dibjol was playing, I believe, with a lot of good amount of cameras being thrown to give away informations for the defenders. They just need to wait for that right moment for the attackers to push in, so hopefully to basically get more of those surprise attacks. Kingslayer will be taking quite a lot of HP right from the second floor kid's window, so he needs to be careful on picking up gunfights and make sure he doesn't risk getting caught in the gunfire. With that, Shady, he will still be in the meeting room holding the specific side, but for the attackers, their main objective is to get the control of second floor kids dorms, or else they are going to lose a lot of time. Total of 3 attackers in the trophy room. They're using the nades to take out any utilities, maybe the Melusi's Banshee's deterrent or the ADSs, to make sure that they would get the control as best as possible. We still see Jaeger going for the pre-fire, evidently compromising his location. The attackers will be vigilant and they'll make sure that they would eliminate him as soon as possible. With the Maverick using the breaching torches to make lines of sight and a lot of drone works, which would give Jaeger a very hard time dealing with the operators. And talking about it, Hellboy is going to take one more, eliminating Dibjol, followed up with 2 more kills, which would give the favor of Soft Faith. Lies Valiance, they lost a total of 2 players, the Smoke and the Melusi. The Smoke, knowing for the fact that his total of 30-second smoke gas canisters would have been able to halt the attack push coming in. And with him being taken out, the attackers now has a chance to go to the site and plant without even have to worry about it. And talking about it, Shady is going to go down as well. Killen with the beautiful flank is going to eliminate Shady with the diffuser down, which would force the attackers to push in. But Jaeger, he wants to keep that aggressive going. He hears the footsteps and he will get it. Double kill for Killen, as he is on a row. He seems to be careful. There is a third push coming in from the Maverick. The DMR in hand, followed up with the frag grenade, which would force Killen to back off. With that, the Maverick and MacDaddy is in a 2v2 situation. They only have 20 seconds left. Flick shot, he has some good amount of vertical lines of sight. All they have to do is wait for the operators to push in. And talking about the attackers, they're already in sight, going for the plant. Meanwhile, you do see Killen pushing in, eliminates Playlove, will be able to give him a triple kill. Now it's a 1v2 situation. MacDaddy, well, sad for him to say, he's going to get caught off from flick shot. Lies Valiance winning round 3 on first floor meeting. As we take a look at it in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, a total of 3 defending rounds. goes to the favor of Lies Valiance. As we proceed to round 4, Basement Laundry will be the side. I do have to talk about the track strategies coming in from Saw Faith. We don't see any problems in the early rounds. We don't see any problems in the mid rounds. The only problem would be at the execution time, where the attackers only have around 2 players left, and at that specific moment when they go for a plant, things doesn't quite go out well in their favor, known for the fact that they don't have good amount of information. They took out all the attacker drones, which would give the defenders more cover, more control, and also have a higher chances of winning. So as we proceed to round 4, hopefully we may be able to see Saw Faith making comeback. Who knows? As we see a 6 pick from Magdag as he changes from one of the specific operators to the Sophia.
Round 4 is to go, and Valiants are not showing any signs of stopping. They are a team whom, even if you get refrags onto, even if you make it a 2v3, you cannot underestimate even a single one of these players that are in this roster today. Dibjel, Flickshotter, Killin, Shady, and Kingslayer, they have proven their mettle time and time again, and they have given even the best of teams in the region a run for their money. Sure, one could make the argument that maybe they weren't quite ready for Division 1 back in the 5th season of the previous league, but now they're looking even better than ever, and Saw Fate is facing the brunt of that confidence. Valiants are approaching this match with everything that they know and taking it as calmly and yet as confidently as they can. It's all down to how you approach the game, and Valiance's approach has been pretty good so far. Their mid-game still needs a little bit of work, but I digress. You know, some things can always be worked on later on. We've already got a push coming down the back stairs from the Ash. Hellboy with the track stingers of the gridlock. He's going to find somebody, not quite, but Kingstar is taking a lot of damage from that push right here. The G36C coming on to the Ash. Hellboy not going to get a first kill, but does a lot of damage to the Melusi. That's going to stop Kingslayer from making aggressive pushes, force him to play a more anchor-ish role inside a site. But other than that, not much else has been done. Dibjel, he's hearing the Maverick going to town on that hatch above him. He can't exactly play here for too long, even though he's trying to peek that entry onto Blue Bunker. More shots are being fired. Flickshot and Killen's going to take some damage, but Hellboy's going to find Killen instead. That is a big first drop from the side of Saw, and JD will go down. In the meanwhile, Flickshotter comes back with the kill and gets reflagged onto by Playlove, as it's down to Goyo versus the Ace. Who's going to find who? Shady's pushing up. Is he going to be found? He's found one and got reflagged onto instantly by MacDaddy. Now, it is all down to these last defender. Never mind, it's only down to Dibjel in a 1v3. He's found one, and that's a big drop indeed. But now his location's been given away. He's going to see one, does some damage, but the shotgun has to come out any second now. Or he might have to go for those gas grenades, and he will. Hellboy is going to take some damage from that, but that's forced the Smoke's push to go elsewhere. And he's making a ton of noise going through this region, as all of that is giving away his position. But the plant still hasn't gone off. Playlove has relocated all the way towards Laundry Room, and this could go either way, as Dipso's gonna deny the plant. It's a 1v1. Will the G36 find him? Not in time. The shotgun comes out. Who's gonna get the kill? The pre-fire's coming with a pistol, and he will still get it. Hellboy! You can't stop this Ash, ladies and gentlemen, as inside of Laundry, caught for things to do, turns around at the right time, hearing the smoke, going for the shotgun play, will clutch out the 1v1, and we'll see that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay. What a beautiful round coming out from Saw, as they were aggressive when they needed to be, and unfortunately, Valiance's amazing refrag game couldn't quite get them the round. As we will move into round 5, 3-1, Saw has finally taken their first round.
Well, I did not expect to see that coming. Hellboy with the pistol eliminating the smoke, in which he was in a 1v3 situation. He almost clutched it out. He even had the shotgun in hand. He was very close of eliminating the Ash, but unfortunately the trigger finger of Ash was too quick, and she was able to eliminate him as soon as possible. With that, Saw Faith will be able to get their first round of attack on round 4, Basement Church. So we proceed to round 5. Second floor Kids Dome will be the site. We do see same operators coming in from both the teams, and also Play. He's very excellent when it comes to playing DMRs. he is an impressive player when it comes to using the CXRX sniper rifle, in which the Kali has, and now he uses the DMR, in which the Maverick has. A very devastating weapons, although DMR has a lot of problems to deal with, knowing for the fact that its fire rate is not that good, but it deals high amount of damage than the most of the assault rifles and the SMG combined. With that, action phase will be in play. We might be able to see some impressive gun plays coming in from Sofade. I mean, it is an impressive gun plays coming in from both the teams. It's just that the number of outplays that comes in from both the teams is what I'm going to be curious on. We do see Kingslayer in the small tower. He was about to think, he was kind of thinking of going for a run out, but since with the windows being pre-fired, it would be best for him not to, which would force him back to the site. Ash's breaching charge will be used to open up the walls, actually not the walls, on the floor side near the classroom, which would take out the mute jammers. Play using the breaching torches to make a little bit of a hole so that he could at least hold an angle or use his frag grenades to open up. Quite surprisingly, we won't be able to see the Maverick doing the half wall trick. Instead, he's just going to make a huge circle right from the right side of the attic. And talking about the first frag, it's going to be Shady eliminating Hellboy. Dipjol using his smoke gas canisters will be able to detonate it, which would lead to Maverick falling back and wait for a total of 10 seconds. With that, the first frag eliminating Hellboy would give Valiants a bit of a breathing room, so that they don't have to worry about that aggressive pushes coming in on the side of Trophy. Although they do have to worry about the Zofia with a total of 4 projectiles, 2 concussive and 2 impact, and the Aces Salma breach charges, which will now open up the walls of second floor kids. Play deciding to throw a nade. Will it work out? Yes, it does, but won't be able to down the operator just yet. But he doesn't even know that just yet. With that, the drone works will be able to find exactly what is happening, but Dipjol thinking of going aggressive, and he's going to win that gunfight, eliminating Play, an important kill. Even with the attic opened up, it's not going to work out well. Kingslayer on the other hand, eliminating MacDaddy, will be able to put Saw Faith in 2v5, make that a 1v5 as Flick Shot with the SMG eliminates Hunter Cord. With that, the only operator left would be JD with the F90 assault rifle. He needs to find a total of 4 players. He does find Dipjol, but the amount of push that Valence is coming from, it's going to be very difficult for her to get those kills. Even with the one frag that would come in, the Valkyrie would soon be able to push from the tower stairs to finalize that kill. Killen waiting for the head to pop up. He actually sees it, doesn't get the connection just yet, but Kingslayer will be there to eliminate JD. Lies Valiants winning round 5 on second floor kids, with a good amount of angle being placed from Kingslayer right on the windows of the armory lockers hallway. And with that, 5 dominating rounds on the side of defense, as Lies Valiants will not stop unless they would get their flawless win. Actually, I do have to apologize there. It was 4-1, one attack winning on the side of Saw Faith. I just realized, I was kind of speechless when I saw Hellboy just immediately clutched it out with the pistol, even though the smoke had the opportunity to shoot him. And yeah, as we proceed to round 6, basement round will be the side. 6 pick comes in as Playlove decides to switch from the Maverick to the Ying.
Interesting 6-pick right there. The Ying coming in from Play Love out of the Maverick, even though he has been using the DMR on the Maverick to some good use. He's been putting that gun to good use, ladies and gentlemen. It was not to be for him as he switched it out and gone into Ying this time. The T95 LSW LMG, excuse me, right there, along with, as you can see right there, the secondary hard breach gadget. Looks like they want to have a backup just in case they did a move like this, and that will still allow them to open up the meeting hatch via the use of that secondary hard breaching gadget. That is a pretty good idea right there, because that not only gives you the hard breaching utility you need, but then you also have smokes and Ying's Candelas, which act as very, very loud and very fast flashbangs. We've got Valcams being spotted right there using the ping system, of course, from the drone of the Ying. We were talking about it for a while now. But mind you, we've also got the gridlock in play. Now, looking at the ban phase, it's Thatcher and Hibana that have been banned from the side of the attack. So Nomad is available But again, JD going for that gridlock play wants to be slightly more on the support side of things, I guess, as gridlock can't actually be as aggressive as Nomad can be, primarily down to the fact that attract singers take a while to deploy, and even then you have to be careful because if they get shot out in a moment of a lapse of concentration, you might get flanked onto by a defender and not be aware of it. So he's just going to hold back, watch the flanks for his team. At least that's what I think he might do. As we already have the main hatch towards the side of Laundry that's been breached by the Ying's secondary hard breach gadget. That leaves meeting hatch to be opened up by Ace. That's Hunter caught up there, who might be going for that any second now. But Dibjal, this is an interesting angle that is being played by him with the SMG-11. Sophia knows exactly the position that Dibjo's playing right now. The callouts have been given, and he's going to have to fall back as Hunter's gone for the white corridor hatch instead. And now Dibjo's waiting. He's waiting and watching with the shotgun in hand. The man, he sees the drone. He sees the push, but no, it's not going to be for him, as it is Hellboy to finish him off with only 1 HP remaining. That is unlucky for Dibjo right there, as unfortunately he didn't quite commit with the shotgun, methinks, and he's gone down. But there's a push from Kingslayer, not going to connect onto that kill, as the Candelas haven't even flashed him. He is, from the looks of it, safe. No, he is not. He was flashed with the second one, and he's going to go down, but Killen's going to find two. JD and Playlover down with the diffuser inside of sight, and now Killen is trying to get even more heads. What has this man just done? Because the diffuser drop inside of sight has pretty much ensured, and now Flickshotter with this flank is gonna clean up on the rest, with Shady finding Hunter in between those two kills. The diffuser drop inside of sight, exactly what the attackers did not need, as Saw will lose yet another round due to a very unfortunate mistake, as we will see that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay. Ladies and gentlemen, that round could have gone the way of Saw had they watched the other side. White corridor needed to be watched, the entry from there, as that is exactly where Killen came in from to turn the tides of that round. It is now 5-1, a very dominating first 6 rounds from the side of Valiance, save for round 4, as we are now on the other side of round 7 roll swap and going to second floor dorms and main hall.
Well, roll swap is in. Saw will be on defense. We do see a 6-pick coming in from play as he switches from the Melusi to the Melusi, and 100 IQ 6-pick, as I would like to call it. And with that, we do have to realize that there is a the Maestro in play. Those evil eye cams will provide some good amount of information and also have a highest possibility of eliminating the diffuser who tries to plant on the default spot. With that, we might be able to see a total of 2 deployable shields. Actually, there's only 1 deployable shield in which McDaddy the Smoke will be playing, and he's just going to continue his job making those rotations right from the attic. Quite standard. We won't be able to see anything something out of the ordinary just yet. But what is interesting is on the side of Valiance, they only have a single hard breacher. I think Kingslayer might have the secondary hard breach, especially of him picking the Capitao. Maybe not, but with him only having those 2 hard breaches. Oh, yep. With that confirmation, Kingslayer has a Claymore, which would give Flickshot the only operator to open up the reinforced walls. If Thermite goes down in the early amounts of rounds, things would not go well on the side of Lies Valiance, and they need to be careful about that. With that, the push from the sledge will be to open up the windows, which would give good amount of angle. They'll be able to, get those good amount of angles right from the Dom's main hall and make sure that there won't be any angles being placed right from the trophy. With that, the Dronox will be able to locate where exactly the Maestro's location is, followed up with yet another drone, I believe, to confirm his suspicions. Meanwhile, we do see the Zofia slowly pushing towards the main stairs, waiting for that push to happen. The only question is, will Zofia get the kill, or is it going to be a huge disaster for them? Yet another window being opened up, followed with a nade, I believe, not quite sure where, nade or a C4, which would give Kingslayer in a low amount of HP, and he needs to be careful the next time he goes for a peek. With that, a lot of times being a lot of times being wasted on the side of the attackers. They're just using it for efficient control, droning, and getting to know what kind of positions that the defenders are in currently. And with that, they just have to wait for the execution, maybe place some the nomads air jabs to make sure that the push doesn't come out. And looks like the push will come in at the early amount of seconds. They are going for the plant right away, eliminating the smoke. Flickshot does the same, eliminating play, and looks like Flickshot has got himself covered. With that, post-plant situation comes in as the Jaeger unfortunately goes down, which leads to hell by all by himself. He has to clutch this one out on a 1v4 situation, a post-plant, and the defenders only have 30 seconds left. The SMG-11, a very devastating weapon, but each and every kill Hellboy makes, he will be forced to lead or reload. So he needs to make those shots count. He needs to know what kind of location that he is in, or else they're just going to put Lice Valiance on match point. Will it happen? Then actually we might be able to see some hope here. He eliminates Killen. He still needs to find 3 more, but sad to say, it is on a point of no return, and with that, Flickshot will be able to confirm the kill. Lice Valiance winning round 7 on second floor kids attack as we proceed to round 8. They are in match point, and Saw Faith have no other statements to give an answer to.
Absolutely no answers coming out from Saw Faith, ladies and gentlemen. They were definitely not ready for tonight's game against Valiance, as we will be going back from the looks of it to second floor dorms from their defense. They've got the Maestro in play from the looks of it this time as well. While Valiance, it was a fairly simple round for them. Dropped a couple of bodies early, especially the smoke. That gave them clearance to go in, get the plant off, and hold post-plant. The setup didn't take too long either, as there wasn't too much utility to be used in that particular situation. They're going to have to change it up, though. Even though Saw hasn't exactly had the best of nights, they could still turn it around. And Valiance, they know the dangers of getting too far ahead of themselves, as they will need to be on their toes, even if it is against a team who hasn't quite shown up just yet. Although with match point in play and with only 1 round lost, basically Valiance have 4 whole rounds worth of experimentation to play around with, if you're looking at it that way, of course. And then, you know, they could just finish it off in the 6-4, make it 7-4, be done with the game, but I doubt they're going to do that, because it is, again, early in this season, and you want to establish your momentum, your tempo, to make sure you get as many points as possible, so that in Season 3, you are a part of that coveted Division 1 club. What we're seeing from LYSC Valiance this time, it's not a, you know, complete stress test of their skill, as Saw Faith, unfortunately, has been unable to provide that challenge. Action phase already in, as we've got 3, 4, 5 attackers maybe towards the side of this bedroom area. It could be an all-man rush with a little bit of droning involved, as the Mute Jammers will be spotted out. They'll be taken out in time, but we've got the Jaeger and the Mute holding and watching in trophy, because I think they may have sensed that this could be the push that Valiance are going for. Playlow is going to find one in the meanwhile. Kingslayer drops us a big kill. The Melusia has taken down the Capitao, and that was one of the big facets of the Valiance push in the last round. 2 minutes remain, as Saw taking that first kill might be what they needed this round. They still have a lot of time to try and get more, or at least not get refragged onto, mind you, as Hunter's gonna get flashed, unfortunately. More flashbangs are going off, and Hunter, he's blazed out of his mind as an air jab goes out, and just to add insult to injury, Dipjol will rappel in, taking all the time in the world to finish off that kill. That was such a cool kill, ladies and gentlemen. Very cool, very stylish, and unfortunately, not exactly the best time in the world for Hunter, caught in that situation. With a minute 20 remaining, we've got a hard breach coming out from the Thermite of all people. Flickshotter with the OG exothermic breach is going to get the bedroom wall taken care of nice and quickly, along with the help of Shady, who took care of the Mute Jammers from down below. Standard stuff coming out from Valiance. They don't need to invest in something too big or too different, and they know that, but they still have to be careful on site entry. We've got Hellboy watching a pretty good angle right now. At least that's what it looks like, until he gets swung on, if he does. 50 seconds remain. Saw Faith are slowly but surely consolidating their position. Hellboy's gonna push out. He gets it down onto Shady and a down onto Dipjo. That's a couple of kills that they desperately needed in this situation. As it's now 4v2 with 40 seconds remaining. Killing outside the main bedroom window. And Flickshotter inside of master bedroom. He's going in towards Trophy. He might be caught up by the shotgun. He's going to push in and get taken down. And it's all down to the 1v4. All down to the Sledge, who is solo on HP. Main AR comes out, but he won't be able to find anybody, as that's a 4K for the mute. Hellboy comes out with all the kills this round, ladies and gentlemen. As we will see that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, as the Saw have finally taken another round. Round 8 goes to them. As Valiants, they are still on match point and still in a very dominating position. May have gotten a touch ahead of themselves in that last round, as we will move to Basement Laundry and Supply Room in round 9.
Well, with on round 8, Team Saw will be able to get those good amount of morale boost, but that job's not done yet. They have to win a total of 4 rounds in a row to make this comeback happen. As we proceed to round 9, Basement Laundry will be the side. 6-pick comes in from play as he switches from the Melusi to the Kaid, followed off with Flickshot as he switches from the Thermite to the Ace. Now Ace, according to the amount of pick rate from the attack, has been quite a lot. And talking about the scoreboard in hand, Hellboy with a total of 11 kills with an impressive triple kill, actually a quad kill in the previous round, followed up with Flickshot, a total of 9 kills, especially on the side of especially when he was on defense. He was performing extraordinarily well, and even on attack as well. On the second floor kids, where it did see on the execution time, total of 2 kills went to the Thermite, although it is very difficult to get those kills, even though the weapon has a decent amount of damage, has a few bit of problems with the fire rate, but it also, I mean, in the end, it does the job. It was what I was saying. Anyways, action phase will be in play. A match point is still on the side of Valiance, and Saw Faith needs to keep the pace up. Even with the good amount of shotgun kills being represented from Hellboy, he needs to do it time and time again so that attackers would feel to have, a lot of problems dealing with the defender pace. With that, drones will come in from the attackers, especially the Sledge, to make sure that what kind of deployable shield placements, the ADSs, or maybe some opened walls or not, because most of the time in the electrical room you don't see 2 of the the walls being reinforced. You might see one wall being reinforced and one wall to make an angle, and that's exactly where the defenders try to hold an angle from to hopefully eliminate the attackers. So since Saw Faith is actually not doing it, and they decides to hold or as I like to call it, anchor as best as possible, well, let's see how it's going to work out for them. A total of 1 smoke grenade and a total of 5 flashbangs will be able to throw to exhaust the ADS, followed up with first frag, and it's going to be Shady eliminating Hunter God right from the boiler room. With that, a lot of explosions being used, not quite sure whose though, but will be able to deal a bit of a damage to Mac Daddy. 2 drones pushing in from the boiler room to make sure that they'll be able to get those intel as soon as possible. And Shady, he's definitely not wasting his time at all. He's pushing from the boiler room with the Sledge covering his back, and it's going to be a matter of moment when Saw Faith needs to be prepared with the form of Lies Valiance's attack. Will they be able to hold the same time as we see in the previous round, or will Lies Valiance eliminate them one by one? Total of 2 Selma breaches will be opened, 1 to open up the walls near Blue Bunker, and the second near the boiler. The shots were coming from Hellboy, and it's not going to work out for him, as Dipjol will be there to eliminate him once and for all. Playla with the TCSG needs to be careful, but he overpicked it too much. Shady with the double kill. Make that a triple. Shady is on fire, which leads to Mac Daddy all by himself. He needs to clutch this out in a 1v5 situation with the post-plan situation going down. He needs to worry about the push coming in from the attackers. Will be able to get one, reloads the SMG-11, but does he know that the rotation push is coming? Yes, he does, making it a 1v5 into a 1v3, but the angle from the Sledge will be able to eliminate Mac Daddy, which would give Valiance winning round 9 on Basement Laundry, giving them the win on map Oregon against Team Saw Faith. What a wonderful performance coming in from Lies Valiance, and also well played on the side of Team Saw Faith.
Well, unfortunately, it was not Saw Fate's night to be, ladies and gentlemen. They gave it their all, but Valiants were just by and large the better team in this encounter, and that is going to be the end of the first game of the two that we have tonight. LYC Valiants will walk away with a 7-2 victory on the map of Oregon. And a little bit of trivia about this match, shall we say, is that was my prediction. Mine and Foxy's right before the match began. So, hey, I guess for once my predictions worked out in over 7 months of giving it my hardest, ladies and gentlemen. My RNG only works out in Minecraft, never in Siege, but today it has. Anyway, enough about that. Of course, we're not quite done with this first game because we will be taking a look at some of the highlights of this match that we have had in Relive the Moment, going over the best of this game. And there wasn't too much that we had in terms of clips because, well, there were only so many rounds. 9 rounds played in total, 7-2 to the side of Valiance, all starting off with the very first round on Basement Laundry. Again, in their defense, Valiance's mid-round does need a little bit of work. They were getting refragged down to a lot of the time, but their late-round hold, it was amazing. And against Saw, they definitely had a bit of a better time, shall we say, in their late round holds than we've seen them have before. Is that a sign of better things to come from this team? I certainly hope so, as we will move on to the third round right here. Killen with that aggressive push, mind you. Dropping the diffuser right there on the main stairs, that was a big push from him, a big move, because that forced time to be wasted from the side of the attack, and after that, they could only do so much. Flick shotter, Killen, making sure that there was no way that Saw would get away with even one round. As coming on to round 4, the only round, if I remember correctly, Saw Faith won. It was all down to the 1v1 for Hellboy. He was trying with the pistol, managed to actually get the smoke while he was making the rotate happen through Basement Laundry, but then going back to that very same side, Killen with a very aggressive double kill. Managed to turn around, dropping the diffuser inside, shutting down the Ying and the Gridlock from absolutely taking over, and then 3 quick bodies dropped before Saw Faith could get a hold of what they needed to do. And then just this kill, ladies and gentlemen, just this kill, just styling on the man. Poor Jaeger sitting in armory. All he wanted to do was hold an angle for his team, and Dibjal came in, completely ran his fade and shut him down before he could do too much else. Of course, it wasn't the only time where we saw Faith try to bring things back. This round in particular, Hellboy, he really stepped up for his team in the 8th round of the match and gave them a 4K that really made it seem like they might be able to win it out, but it was not to be. A almost flawless victory, shall we say, for Valiance in that last round. They did lose a couple of bodies post-plant, but that was primarily because they were getting very greedy for that kill onto Smoke. With all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that has been it from the first game. LYSC Valiance will take Oregon over Saw Fate's team 7-2 in an absolute show of dominance over this team. But that's, of course, not the only match that we've got. There is another game coming up after a short break that we'll be going into in just a moment. Exterminate Esports taking on Dauntless Esports. And those are 2 teams that came up from Division 3, and they'll be facing each other again in Division 2. Excuse me, I took a pause to get my words out. But yeah, coming up from Div 3, they're facing each other again in Div 2. This could be a little bit of a revenge match for the teams involved for the results that they had in the previous season. And who knows, we could have a very interesting game. Will it be overtime? Will it not be? Actually, you know what? Since we are here, Baba, what are your predictions for this upcoming game?
Well, in the upcoming game, I do see Exterminate Esports making a wonderful fall for it. The only problem is what kind of maps they'll be able to pick onto, because you have Clubhouse, which is most of the players would prefer playing on that specific site, but there are some. I mean, since this is Div 2, there may be a chances where we might see them picking at least on map Cafe Dostoyevsky or on Coastline. Now, on these three specific maps that I talked about, Exterminate Esports have a higher chances of winning on those specific maps. So talking about the opponents, that is going to be an interesting one though, because the amount of you know plays that we do get to see from these teams are absolutely impressive, especially Dauntless Esports. They made some ridiculous upsets in which we did not expect to see that coming, and going up against Extremist Esports is going to be I would say a difficult challenge for them, even though Exterminate and Dauntless Esports, I believe the both of them were in Division 3. Now they've been promoted to Div 2, and now they're just fighting to their spot to Div 1. So it's going to be very exciting to see what kind of strategies and what kind of new plays that we do get to see in this next match.
Absolutely. We will see exactly what both of these teams have been practicing between the break from Season 1 to Season 2. But with all of that being said, we will be taking a short break and coming back with that match in just a quick moment. Stay tuned, everybody.
Yeah, well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the WD Black, the Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft and in association with ACT Fibernet and AFK Gaming. We are here with the second matchup: Dauntless Esports versus Team Exterminate on map Clubhouse. As we proceed to the ban phase, and also we have Foxy as well on doing both co-casting as well as the broadcasting. So, how are you doing, Foxy?
I'm doing amazing. I just happened to realize that my mic was not turned on. So hey, now it is. So well, never mind. Just something I uh, forgot to happen to take check on. But hey, that out of the way. Most definitely, this is a match I've looked forward to, and we'll quickly be going into the ban phase right now. Yeah.
Yeah, well, talking about the band phase, we do see a Thatcher and a Montaigne band on the side of Dauntless Esports. I mean, Dauntless Esports are the one who banned Montaigne and Mira. And on the side of Exterminate, they'll be banning Thatcher and Maestro. The map will be on Clubhouse. So with that would be the end of ban phase. Thatcher, Montaigne, Mira, and Maestro as we proceed to the first round. But before that, let's talk about the rosters on the side of Dauntless Esports. We have a Widwi, Tactical Dada, Triple, Hussein, and Sinkin Donut. And on the side of Team Exterminate, it's MBK, Rin or Rini, Bordwayo, Skullex, and Triggered. And the first site is going to be on second floor gym and bedroom. Dauntless Esports, they've been performing extraordinary well, especially Hussein getting those important kills on map Clubhouse. So we'll see what kind of dominating performance that we do get to see. It is Division 2 after all. Followed up with the six pick coming in from MBK as he switches from the mute to the mute. One of the most extraordinary six picks I've ever seen, and also the 100 IQ six pick. And with that, we'll head on to the prep phase. The first round is going to be on second floor gym. I mean, I wouldn't say more of it as a common spot for the defenders to start off. Most of the time you do see them defending either on second floor CCTV or on the basement church. But since, according to the ban phase, they've banned Thatcher and Montaigne, the attackers have almost all of the hard breaches still present. You have the Maverick, you have the Hibana, you have the Thermite, and also you have the Ace. Having at least a total of 2 hard breaches is a necessity, knowing that you need to open up lines of sight, especially on the jacuzzi wall of second floor gym and the CCTV wall. With that, action phase will be in play. For a moment there, I thought the defenders were thinking of going for a run out, but for now, they're just going to hold the site instead. Use some of their utilities, and one of their utilities would be the proximity scanner, the barbed wires, the ADSs, and also those information gathering Valkyrie cams to provide intel on what kind of plans the attackers are going on to. With that, we do see one of the attackers trying to drone out the specific room on the side of kitchen, and with that, the Maverick will be able to make a little bit of hole right from below to take out the mute jammer, so that they'll be able to use the Excaros pellets to open up lines of sight on CCTV. Although the site is on second floor gym, they do need the Maverick to open up at least the jacuzzi wall, so he will be on his way to go on the specific site. He doesn't have the Thatcher though, so he needs to but he will be dealt with a little bit of damage, due to which the Kite's Electroclaws will be able to deal at least 5 or 1-2 damage, unless and until if you try to eliminate it by making a small hole. With follow-up with the Fragnet. And talking about the first frag is going to be Hussein eliminating Skullex, but he's going to be down. He'll be able to withstand back up without the help of his teammates, so he will be still available to play. But Ren is thinking of going for an aggressive gunfight, and he is going to fail. Hussein eliminating Ren, and a Widby on the other hand eliminating MBK, which would make Triggered and Bordwayo figuring this one out. Actually, Bordwayo is going to go down, which leads to the Valkyrie in a 1v4. Make that a 1v3, but it's not going to work out well. Dauntless Esports, a strong attack push as they will win round 1 on second floor gym. As we take a look at it in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, the Zofia with an unexpected push right from the CCTV, eliminating one of the players. Although he was downed, with the power of withstand, she just revived herself back up, eliminating the Jaeger even the Zofia having a total of 5 HP, and they decided to just push into the site and eliminate them. As we proceed to round 2, Basement Church is going to be the site, with them losing second floor gem.
Well, that is definitely going to be something that we'll have to look forward to on what these teams happen to bring. But one thing's for sure, Dauntless Esports is not here for kidding. They're here to win this match. They're looking very motivated just from the start of this match. And hey, the first round, honestly, that was a little too aggressive for my liking. And the only time I've seen Dauntless being put in this spot is either if they're losing, when they have to bet it all on, or if they really want to win a match. And looks like this could be one of those, as at least that is the kind of pacing Dauntless happens to throw off. But I'll leave it to them, to the side of Exterminate Esports to determine that, because we've had so many turnovers come in when it happens to be on a map like Clubhouse. I wouldn't really say that, alright, entirely it could be an even match, but only time can tell what is going to happen. Let's go ahead into this match. We've got ourselves Felix. I thought he's going to go for a roam, but I don't think we do see a roam duty coming in from anybody from the defenders. That's going to be everybody on site. That's right. We're getting to see a very standard, not so standard actually. Is that going to be a rotation hole? I think it will be. Never mind. That is going to be a rotation hole. So that means that we'll be getting to see a nice setup, at least a total setup on the bottom floor of a church. That put aside, we've got some breaches happening, at least the attempted breach is happening. Hussein once again very quickly has made his way inside the secret tunnel. Just taking care of the shield. I think that was blown by the smoke himself, but now he's gonna find himself in a difficult spot, unless of course he frags out, which he won't be able to. We did see Boardway go for the peak, and he'll be finding that frag onto Hussein. That's gonna be a huge dent into the spirit of the attack of Dauntless Esports. But there's going to be a follow-up on my man Boardway, and he's going to take the fall for it. Tactical Dada is here, get himself a nice frag as he paces things up, at least levels things out, at least where this match was headed from the beginning. MBK holding down all the way on the side of blue, actually. All right. Guts collecting some damage. That's from the hatch. Possible from that little soft breach holes that are left alive. Not working to his own advantage. Sinking Donut being pushed by a Kaid right now. He does not know this. Oh, he does. He lands that shot. A nice one, Sinking Donut. That was definitely a nice shot coming out in the weapon animation and the ADS. That was definitely a nice shot to start things off, at least. At least hype me up for that matter. Breathing in some of the toxic gas. He's just gonna have to fall back. MBK playing on his back foot as well. Grenade does give his position away, but now he's gonna play on his own back foot. A possible peak will come in any moment now. That's gonna be from the side of Secret Tunnel. Yes, it will. I'm not sure what Trigger is thinking. He is being watched from the hatch. Trigger. That's Church Defense 101. And now that is going to give away a nice onto side. Drop down along with a free frag onto Rene. MBK going with a shotgun kill. He's gonna get it. Sinking Donut is going to take the fall for the while. Meanwhile, the plant has gone down. Ebon has punched the digits, not only getting that double kill we just saw her get, and now it's gonna come down to a 1 versus 3 that the Smokers has to fight against. He's not even got a breach that he's got to make right now. He won't be surviving that. Albeit people, first round goes to Dauntless Esports in a very good fashion. Second round, excuse me, in a very good fashion. And hey, I'd love to see them keep this pace up. As like I said, they did start off a little aggressive. This time around, they were a little paced out. You know, they knew exactly how to approach Church with them having the maximum control. Obviously, that slip up from Triggered was not something that we expected to see. But then again, stuff like that always tends to happen. Confusion is, I myself have brain lag moments half the time on the stream. So yeah, that out of the way, we'll be headed to round 3, and we've still got Dauntless Esports in the early advantage.
Well, with Dauntless Esports winning 2 attack rounds in a row, we do see Exterminate picking Basement Church yet again in round 3. Maybe we might be able to see some, side changes, maybe some less amount of rotations being made, especially from the smoke, in which you do see him making one of the rotation right from the utility to church. Well, it might be actually the same thing. So two rotations, one from the church and the arsenal to get access from the blue room. Although the attackers mainly focus on pushing towards the kitchen and the main stairs, in which they are winning a lot of gunfights against Team Exterminate. If exterminates if especially on the side of defense, if mbk and rin needs to be careful on picking those spots. If they do get the peak and doesn't get the kill, it would be best to just relocate or reposition into a different position, or else the attacker will get the upper hand, eliminating you even if you decide to go for a repeak. So we'll see what's going to happen as we proceed to the action phase. We do see the Jaeger in the blue stairs window. Maybe he might be go for a spawn pick, or he's just holding the angle from the garage instead. So not going to be that aggressive, but needs to be careful on the Hibana, who's just pre-fired right from the window as she decides to push in from the stock, which would give Rini uh, being very attentive and cautious about a total of two angles that you need to hold on to. Skullex will be detected by the drone, and I believe he's just going to fall back to the site, which would actually the entire team of Team Exterminate is already in the site. Only four of them. We don't know exactly where the last player is, and that I believe would be triggered with the Goyo. Unfortunately, he is with this Vector and he's playing in the tunnel. All right, with a very close deployable shield being placed, and that pick, that was very unfortunate. Hussein is going to win that gunfight against Triggered and immediate control over on the tunnel side, which should give Exterminate in a very bad spot. With that, four players, in which two of them in church, so two of them should be in the arsenal room, as we hear the Excalibur spell has been detonated right from the kitchen hatch. They also have the angle, and the nade will be there to try to eliminate any of the particular operators who are currently holding on the specific specific room. The second fragrance would be used to take out the Melusi's Banshee deterrent, and with that, Ren in the blue stairs, he might be able to go for a run out if he is quite fast. And knowing the fact that the attackers have a total of a minute and 20 seconds, he just needs to time this well. If he time it well, he can be able to eliminate three players in the side of kitchen, or else he's just going to get fragged out immediately. With that, the push comes in from Hussein as he takes quite a lot of damage right from the side, but that push coming in from Rin might be able to get the slip off, eliminating the Hibana, who is apparently trying to hunt the Jaeger. With that, the push on the kitchen, will it happen? Meanwhile, we do see Skalex eliminating one, and Rin will be able to succeed the flank, eliminating a Widway. Sinking Donut will be there to go for the, yet again, eliminating Skullex, which would give them the entire control on the side, which would give Rini and MBK a fallback to the side. Tactical Dada going for the plant in the default side of the arsenal, sees the Zofia, takes it out, gets the double kill, and with that, post-plant situation comes in a bit late for the smoke gas canisters to come in, and just like that, Rin's going to lose that gunfight. It all goes down to its MBK, will be able to eliminate the ace, making it a 1v1 situation. But here's the thing, the last operator is holding on the side of kitchen. He has the high ground, he has the flashbangs, but MBK also has those smoke gas canisters. He decides to go upstairs and head ahead on a 1v1 gunfight against the Ash. The SMG-11 versus the R4C. Who's going to win is going to be Sinking Donut. Dauntless Esports will win round 3 yet again on Basement Church. As we take a look at it in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, a 1v3 in which the smoke did make it into a 1v1 situation, but unfortunately, with the Ash gaining the control on the side of kitchen and being it in a post-plant situation, the smoke was forced to head on a 1v1 gunfight against the Ash. Didn't win the fight, and with that, Dauntless Esports will win 3 rounds of attack. As we proceed to round 4, second floor CCTV will be the site. We have a total of 2 hard breaches, and Hussein will keep the aggression on. Although Ren and Boardway, I do have to appreciate Ren with an excellent timing and that flank coming in right from the stock towards the hallway of kitchen, eliminating the Hibana, but unfortunately couldn't get the other two players holding on the side of kitchen. We do see a 6 pick from Boardway as he switches from the bandit to the smoke. Well, with that, round 4, we're just waiting for the loading screen to come to an end, And yeah, talking about the scoreboards, I believe Hussein has quite a lot of kills. To be honest, for the past 2 rounds, we did see Hussein, I believe, 2 kills on the second floor gym hold and 2 more kills on basement church. So with the second floor CCTV site being in play, we might be able to see Dauntless Esports have a bit of problems against on the side of defenders. So I just want to ask a question to you, Foxy. What do you think is going to happen here? Will Exterminate win the site on second floor CCTV, or will Dauntless Esports continue the aggression?
Well, I think, like I said, Baba, just from the pacing of how they happened to start off the first round, they were very, very bloodlusted. That's exactly what it felt like. Dauntless Esports has definitely come out to win this match, and they have been taking rounds back to back on a defender favored map, and so highly defender favored map. More importantly, once again, really loving the emphasis on 3-man hard breach and 2-man soft breach / frag duty. You know, now we do know what perks Sophia and Ash come with. They're very beautiful guns that both of them happen to carry. But well, apart from that, we do have so much more to offer just from what Dauntless is. You know, it's exactly the right amount, and more importantly, it's giving them so much more time saved to just put Exterminate Esports in a really difficult spot where they happen to just get overwhelmed and not know what's going around them. And yeah, that's exactly the moment for Dauntless to just pick off those frags we just talked about. Going ahead, let's see what Exterminate Esports has got for themselves in their pocket. Looking forward from them about this, because they obviously have been around for quite a bit, and a roster that I happen to respect a lot myself. Will they be able to survive the heat or Division 2 is the question. Hussein already picking up with the early frag. That'll be the Jaeger down, and here's Sinking Donut. He's gonna get the garage control just like that. But there's somebody on oil pit. No, that was all the way on the side of lounges, and Avid will make sure he gets the frag. He is a little not so quick to understand that his friend's been down, but yeah, finally got that revive up, and that means it's still a 5-man lead that Dauntless Esports has gained over 2 men that happen to stay alive on the side of Exterminate Esports. Time is already going down, drone works are coming in, pre-fires are in, but there'll be Skullex to find a frag amidst all that chaos. He finds a double in fire. Alright, Skullex might be onto something. He tries to go for the quick peek, won't survive that because there's the same from behind them who gets a frag for himself, and Triple will end things up with the final frag onto board Whale. Once again, a nice, beautifully executed round coming in from the side of Dauntless Esports. Like I said, the kind of emphasis that they have for themselves in terms of hard breach and soft breach is putting them at such a nice spot for doing everything that they need, and well, converting everything else as well. That being said, you guys will be stuck with us for just a little bit, I believe, because we've got a sad disconnection in the game lobby. So yeah, well, that being said, Baba, over to you. What do you think going ahead is going to happen?
Well, a total of 4 ones that did get to witness here. Dauntless Esports, they're continuing their aggression, especially Hussein. We did see him pushing from the basement when the site was on Basement Church in round 2. He pushed, and with that, not only just he pushed, he even get one of those kills in which he would either get refragged and make it almost in a 4v5 or a 4v4 situation, and it would still favor on the side of Dauntless Esports. Now, on the side of the attackers, I still believe that Team Exterminate can be able to bring this back up if they eliminate the attackers. When I say attackers, that would be Sinkin Donut and Hussein, who've been performing extraordinarily well on attack. So if they do, however, try to hold something, maybe we might be able to see something. And there we go. We are back round 5. The site will be on second floor CCTV. We do have to apologize that we did not know what kind of 6-pick it was, but thank God we've actually did get the match back. Round 5 will be present, and hopefully we might see Exterminate fling back. On a map on Clubhouse, you might expect the defenders having good amount of chances to win on especially on the sides like second floor CCTV and Basement Church, but looks like Exterminate is having a lot of problems, especially Sinking Donut. Actually, Hussein, who did open up the walls on the garage. Actually, that was the Hibana Avedwi, who used a total of 2 exothermic charges to open up the walls, followed up with the push coming in from Hussein, actually Sinking Donut, eliminating the Wumai. And yeah, with that, action phase will be in play. Let's hope the aggression from Dauntless Esports continues and hopefully Exterminate tries to eliminate them at all costs. And looks like it's not going to work well, but I believe the statement from Boardwayo will be able to make sure that my prediction stays right. Eliminating Sinking Donut immediately, which would give them in a 4v4 situation. The man count is equalized. The Maverick will continue his job by either using the breaching torch right from below to take out the electroclaws, and looks like the electroclaws was from above, so just going to use those breaching torch to open it, and then followed up with the Ace's Selma breach charges to open up the walls. Now, talking about Maverick, he's more of like a hybrid Thatcher, hybrid Thermite. I mean, he's a mixture of both Thermite and Thatcher. Either you use him to take out the utilities, or you can just use him to just open up the walls. But it just takes a lot of time for the half-wall trick to immediately take out, most probably around 10 to 15 seconds to open up those walls. So that's the reason why Thermite, Hibana, and Ace has the higher chances of opening it up as soon as possible. So enough talking more about it. We do see Board Wayo in the tunnel, sees the head of the Hibana, won't be able to get the connect just yet. And with a Widwi taking a bit of a damage, he will know that there is Board Wayo playing on the side of the oil pit, and he needs to be careful of the flank, which is going to arrive right now. Two of the concussive nades being used from the Jaeger, which would leave him dazed, but he will be in a normal state for now. Wallbangs will come in from Hussein, and looks like Rin is going to be able to find one. A Widwi goes down. Tactical Dada will be able to refrag, which would make it in a 3-3 situation yet again. This is very close than we did get to see for the past 4 rounds. Maybe we might see Exterminate making a good amount of comeback, and this might be the round. Board Way going for an extreme pre-fire, decides to reload, but does he know that there is Tactical Dada creeping right behind him, and that would be from the garage? No, he decided to just push back, hopefully focus on the push on CCTV, because you do need at least a soft breach to take out the wall. 36 seconds left for Dauntless Esports. Exterminate is in a very good lead. They need to keep this up, or else Dauntless Esports will be able to recover it as soon as possible. With that, 25 seconds left, Hussein has entered the side. CCTV won't be able to find the players just yet, but needs to be careful of the C4 push, in which Valkyrie is going to win that gunfight, eliminating the Maverick. Now they need to change their positioning, and looks like Hussein's going to go down, as well as the other two as well. Exterminate will be able to win their first round of defense, winning round 5 on second floor CCTV. As we take a look at it in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, 4 consecutive round wins on the side of Dauntless Esports on attack, and finally Team Exterminate made a stay. Actually, they did respond back, winning at least 1 round on defense, even with them having good amount of lead, making most of the frags that you did get to see was most probably like a kill and a frag, 2 times in a row, which would made them in a 3v3 situation. And Board Wayo winning that gunfight against the Maverick forced the attackers to push in from the cash room, in which they didn't had enough amount of time, and just like that, Exterminate Esports just played by the books. As we proceed to round 6, second floor gym is going to be the site, as MBK will switch from the Vomai to the Vomai. A lot of 6-pick coming in from the same operator instead. But for now, Exterminate round 6. This will be their final round for their the final round for their first half to come to an end, with Dauntless Esports winning 4 attack round. Will they be able to make 5-1, or will Exterminate make it 4-2? Let's find out.
Definitely, that is something that we'll be looking forward to find out. Right now, really loving the fact that Exterminate Esports has finally fought back. They've gotten their first round in, and hey, hopefully we'll be getting to see more of that stuff from them. But unfortunately, this is going to be their last round, at least if the match does not happen to go to overtime. This is going to be their last round on defense. So they've got to get this round in. It'll be a 4-2 that they'll be walking into, if they do get it, onto round 7. That is the halftime, second half of this match. Speaking of which, we've got Mr. MBK all the way on the side of CCTV with the extended room once again coming in. That is, he's stationed up in cash room. We don't really have a huge hold on the side of CCTV. The wall is just soft. We can take this control. Standard stuff, we've gotten to see this quite a bit before. But what are the odds that either of these teams are going to a little bizarre? I don't know why. That's just the voice in my head that keeps telling me that. At least from both these teams, what I've learned is you've always got to expect something out of that little trick pocket that they have for themselves. That out of the way, we've got Board Wayo making his way all the way back on the side. Rene is still on the move. He's going to be on the roam. Not exactly contested yet, but MBK is already exchanging fights with Hussein. That's going to be the Zofia. And here's Tactical Dada is going to do some work. Getting the Selma breach is going to be very important and very crucial in getting the frag onto Board Wayo. Meanwhile, MBK is going to pick up a frag on Hussein while we and Think and Donut get their own frags onto Alex. And it's MBK. We got ourselves a 4 versus 3 as things have definitely started to go haywire while the attackers stay on top of the mankind advantage they have for themselves. Triple, I think he's just noticed the Jaeger moving around through those little holes that they are. No, that is the Valkyrie, in fact. Anyways, that I don't know why I confused the Jaeger's body with the Valkyries, but yeah. Triggered. Just going to fall back on the side, take his shield, very trusty shield for his cover. Board Wayo trying to exchange some fights on the side of logistics. We could see a possible peak coming anytime soon, but Rene is the one who's taking so much damage, while Tactical Dada is going to get the drop onto Board Wayo. Rene still holding this angle. He's going to go for the peak, and he gets a diffuser drop. This could be huge. Triggered, meanwhile, finds another. A 2 versus 2 re-established back, but here's the Ash. Just gets to push up like that. How did he not hear that coming? Sinkin Donut just crouch walking on the side, turns this into a 1v2, and now Rene has to fight it all. A 1v1 is what he's turned into. Gets the frag on a triple. Sinkin Donut solo on HP, and so is Rene. It's going to come down to the fight till the death. Because then he's going to have to go for the plan or go for the kill. Going to be a really difficult situation, but Rene wins that. He gets the frag, and Exterminate Esports will be getting their round 6. And like I said, people, they'll be having to get this round on board if they want to walk away in the second half of this match. That's exactly what Rene is going to do. We'll be taking a quick look at that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay. What a beautiful shot coming in from him, but more importantly, what a beautiful clutch from the man along with his teammate. Triggered right there. Kudos to him as well. Really good confidence boost that should work for Exterminate Esports heading into the second half of this match. Round 7 will be underway.
Well, round 7 will be we will see a role swap coming in on round 7, where Dauntless Esports will be on defense, and once again a very great clutch coming in from Rin, even with him being in a 20 HP, with him only being on 20 HP. All he had to do was to just hold the angles and wait for the attackers to push in, and he just did exactly that, taking out 3 of the important players on the side of Team Dauntless Esports. They will make their score 4-2. Basement Church will be the side on the side of Dauntless Esports. We did see them perform extraordinarily well for the past in the first half, where Dauntless Esports did secure a total of 4 wins. Well, let's see if they can continue their aggression on the defense as well. Talking about the attack operators that Exterminate picked, we do see a total of 3 hard breachers, the Hibana, the Ace, and the Maverick, and 2 of the soft breachers. It's not more of I wouldn't say it's not more of like a complicated thing, because especially for the attackers, the main thing that they do require is a hard breacher and a soft breacher to make, lines of sight from the floors of the kitchen. But also they need to be careful of taking out the roamers, in which none of the attackers have, except you do have the Sledge with the frag grenades and also the Maverick with the frag grenades to hopefully clear out some of the utilities. But you do have Zofia to eliminate some of the explosions. And talking about that, Skullex with the first frag, eliminating Hussein right from the mainstay's window. The Valkyrie won't be available this time. And with that drone house coming in from Team Exterminate, they'll be able to ping the exact location of where the deployable shield is, thanks to the ping 2.0 system. With that, all they have to do is to just wait for those total of 3 to 4 flashbangs to come in, so that they'll be able to follow it up with some of the breaching capabilities. I mean, Ace's Selma breach charges, Ace's Selma charges will work. I'm not sure why I mixed both with Aces and Selmas, but anyways, Skullex playing also very close in the oil pit, needs to be careful. And just as I was talking about, he's going to throw his Ace Selma breach, but unfortunately he gets caught with the Jaeger's ADS. He decides to throw it again. Well, it's not going to work out, and the smoke will answer back with the smoke gas canisters, dealing him not that much amount of HP, but enough to make the attackers fall back. And talking about Ren, with the smoke, he's going to eliminate Triple. That's 2 plays down on the side of Dauntless Esports on defense, and looks like their coordination on the side of attack is slowly going in towards, and looks like the Zofia will win as well. Followed up with the nade from Triggered, eliminating a Widwi, which would give Tactical Dada the only operator left, and he needs to find a total of 5 bodies. Make it 4, and then Triggered will be there to eliminate Tactical Dada. Exterminate winning round 7 on attack Basement Church. They will be able to make the score from 4 to 3. As we take a look at it in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, Exterminate Esports, they're finally back. Even with a lot of problems dealing for the past 4 rounds, they somehow managed to bring it back up. Although they are not out of the woods just yet, they need at least 1 point to equalize the score count against Dauntless Esports, and a total of, I would say, 5 points. Actually, 4 more to win the round against Dauntless Esports. Basement Church will be the side yet again on the side of DE, as we see a 6-pick from Hussein, maybe a Valkyrie or a Maestro might work out. Actually, Maestro is banned from the looks of it. And yep, talking about it, the 6-pick will be the Valkyrie.
That's right. Valkyrie happens to be such an important operator when it comes to information trade-off, and that is something that I think Dauntless Esports needs very importantly right now, because that last round was just Exterminate Esports completely walking over them, getting frags after frags, no refrag potential established from Dauntless either. That's exactly what surprised me more. But hey, most definitely we'll be expecting to see more from them. Let's see what we've got for ourselves heading into this match and onward from here. Some standard setup being done from the side of a Widway, while we have Tactical Dada all the way above, just getting his hatches done. Not a very special setup, unlike the ones we get to see used a lot, the infamous SSG setup. But right now it's going to be just the turtle hole coming in from the side of the defense. Exterminate Esports, they definitely want something on their side, and I think Church and Arsenal is the best way to convert this into a nice equalizer for yourselves. 4 to 4 could be something that we heading into this round. Will that be the case or not is going to be up to them to decide, though, unless of course Dauntless Esports says they have other plans. Triple is going to be chilling out, while Triggered is making, once again, emphasizing on the fact that both of these teams, they happen to do so well on attack, and this has been the trend since the past 2 weeks now. I believe I talked about this in the last stream as well, that just the way Clubhouse is being played right now, somehow attackers are able to get more rounds than the defenders are. And that's what has been the debate, you know, because it does come down to the fact that you can turn around the meta so much, and you know, just from the playstyle of our region as well that happens to saturate it, you can boil it down to very simple elements on just how to approach Clubhouse, and that has been the case for both these teams so far, and that is what has put them on a 4 to 3, almost a head-to-head fight that we get to see here. Meanwhile, we do have a Tactical. He's still going to be holding on all the way on the side of Moto, while Hussein is busy doing his own stuff. Widby has got some contest with the attackers coming in. Skullx takes so much damage. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage, honestly. And he's going to have to be careful about the next smoke gas canister he takes on his face, because he's not going to survive the next one. Triggered, meanwhile, is trying to find a frag. Widby does walk away with a frag. That's going to be on the board. Wayo, that was, of course, in the tunnel. And looks like there might be Skullx right up the block for Widby to pick up a kill on. Very low on HP, the perfect fight for Widby to win with. But no, it's going to be Sinking Donut. Meanwhile, he's going to find it's MBK. And Rene with the one tap. Hussein, good night. That's going to be a nice shot all the way from Oil Pit. He's going to find the Valkyrie. And that'll be the first kill and only kill so far from the side of Exterminate Esports. Dauntless Esports as well. Triggered trying to make the push along with Rennie from the side of Blue. But here's a fight that Skullx wants to pick. It's going to be with the Legion. Trigger taking so much damage himself. But here's Rennie. He's going to find a nice frag under the Jaeger. And that'll be Sinking Donut taking the fall. trying to find someone on the side of Moto. He's gonna find that head. Oh, nice track, Rene. He knew exactly where that pre-fire is coming in with the bullet traces. He got that frag, but no, here's a Widway with the double kill and triple to finish things off. As hey, that was a nice run once again. Dauntless Esports shifting the tides right towards the end of it there. Exterminate Esports definitely looked like they almost had it in control, but it was Dauntless Esports that walked away with that round. Really good round coming in from them. Now they do stay one round away from match point, but anything could happen at this point. We might see Exterminate Esports go the full length and for a possible comeback story that we are seeing building up here. That being said, we'll be headed to round 9. 5-3 is the score.
Well, if a Widway playing as the smoke wasn't, if the smoke wasn't available on the side of tunnel, it would have been a very different scenario. Getting the control, with the ace not getting the control on the tunnel, he was forced to fall back to the kitchen, in which he only had one of the Selma breaches. We didn't see any defenders using the impact tricks to make sure that they would lose a lot of hard breaching utilities, but they did not use that. They did not use any, impact needs at all. And with that, the kitchen hatch not being open, and two of the push which should arrive from the blue stairs, from the blue entrance, a good 3k, I believe, from Rini. An impressive shot from the L8 assault rifle, the sledge, the one of the most used meta operators in the history of Siege till this date. You do have this, you have the Ash with the long range breach, but Sledge is considered to be one of the most reliable soft breaches, especially when it comes to opening up the floors on the kitchen or any other floors, if you would like to call it. With that, action phase will be in play. Hussein would like to keep this aggression on and going. Will he be able to get the kill? No, he does not, but will be able to deal a bit of damage to Skullx, the hard breacher. If he was eliminated, that would give a lot of problems for them. Not only just a 1-1 disadvantage, but a total of 3 Selma breach charges won't be available to open up the walls. With that, Hibana will continue her work using her Excaro spells to open up the slight wall right on the top of the garage to hold an angle right from the windows of CCTV, which connects near the garage catwalk. And with the followed up with the drone work to check to see whether if there are any operators playing. And surprisingly, Dauntless Esports, they're not holding the garage catwalk just yet. So this would give a confirmation to the attackers, knowing that it would be better to get control. No, never mind. There is Tactical Dada holding on. Followed up with a run out from Hussein right from the strip club entrance. Flashed by the Qaid. He needs to be prepared and challenged with a total of nades and gunfires, in which Tactical Dada is taking quite a lot. Followed up with the nade. Well, there he goes. Rini, with a total of 2 nades, will be able to confirm the kill, eliminating Tactical Dada, followed up by Sinking Donut, eliminating MBK, and instant refrag that are coming on the side of Dauntless Esports. A quick refrag, and looks like that quick refrag might be able to come to an end with the ace eliminating Triple, getting the control of the garage catwalk. Hussein, he's just waiting for the attackers to push in, so he is prepped and ready for that default C4 to hopefully eliminate a total of 2 to 3 players who decides to push in or maybe hold an angle. With that, the drone will be able to spot Hussein, indicating that there will be a C4 play, which would halt the execute coming in from the attackers, and some of the attackers will be able to attack Hussein, in which it will work out well. 10 HP, make that 3 HP. Rini is definitely not wasting his time at all. Sinking Donut, prep for the run out if things go haywire. A total of 53 seconds left. Hussein is still alive, and it is very dangerous for Team Exterminate. They need to get those important kills or it's not going to work out. But Skullx is going to go down right from the CCTV, and looks like Trigger is actually going for the plant. Smoke throws in. Will it connect to Trigger? No, it does not. He's taking for the plant. Followed up with Sinking Donuts with the pre-fire. Won't be able to get the kill either. Post-plant situation comes in. Hussein with the C4 eliminating Trigger, but it's already plant. 3v3 situation. Needs to be careful on the balcony, but that down will be able to eliminate the ace. Rennie right from below. He doesn't have any nades, I believe, with Boardwayo holding down the angle from the CCTV balcony. Here comes a push from Rennie and some G11, and look at that, Boardwayo. 2 impressive kills as Team Exterminate will keep their round alive, winning round 9 second for CCTV. As we take a look at it in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, Exterminate Oh my goodness, they are not giving up an inch. Even with them dealing a lot of problems with Hussein holding from the stock, even with the run out in which the Jaeger was prepped right from the construction window, it wasn't enough for the CCTV plan to go out. You did see Trigger, yeah, even with the smoke gas canisters being thrown out, Trigger decided to just whatever happens, I'll just take the plan, making it a post-plan situation, and it worked out well. They were in a 2v4 situation, and I'm quite surprised it did work out well on the favor of Team Exterminate. As we proceed to round 10, second floor CCTV will be the site. Six pick comes in as Skull changes from the Ace to the Ying, followed up with triples shifting from the Mute to the Goyo.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Well, just like you happen to point that out, Baba, Exterminate Esports is definitely not stopping to fight back. That definitely brought a fight, and more than that, to what this map had to offer, at least in the beginning. I did start out to say that, alright, DE looks like they want to win this. Might be like maybe like a one-sided match. I did not say that, but I'm just going to say that so it sounds more legendary when I say that Exterminate Esports is sitting very close to match point as well, but no. Long story short, Exterminate Esports close to equalizer, people, as, yeah. Got ourselves a nice performance for both these teams, as this match does happen to surprise me quite a bit. On a map like Clubhouse, I was expecting a little more change up in terms of what these teams would do, especially when they happen to play against each other. That's just what both of these teams had to offer. Very different kind of play styles, and hey, somehow it's turning out to be a very edge-to-edge fight. Let's see what happens. Hussein already on the roll. He's just, thank you, Hussein. He's gonna take care of the jukebox. Although I have no game audio right now, but the jukebox irritates everyone. We know how loud it is. It's just
Damnation.
Exactly. Thank you, Baba. It's like a ritual at this point. If you don't do it, you don't worship the Lord, and by the Lord I mean Tachanka. Well, that out of the way, memes and jokes off. Rainbow Six Siege aside, we have Hussein actually trying to go for this peak. Not sure if he'll be able to find anybody, not yet at least. There's the push. Oh, Sinkin Donut almost. Oh, what? He walks away with that frag. What a nice shot from Sinkin Donut. That was definitely a good one. Skullex, good night, my man. That's quite the frag coming in from him. A really good shot, honestly. Did happen to surprise me more than just impress me. And now we found ourselves in a 3 versus 5 all of a sudden. The Dauntless Esports wants to take this match point. Will they be able to do so or not? It's all down to the 3 men alive on the side of XTM. Rene does know there's somebody on the side of the motorcycles inside garage. He could go for this possible conversion, but now the Jaeger has moved back on Harry Potter. Going for the quick nade, but they'll be caught by the... No, that'll not be caught actually. Meanwhile, Hussein does pick up a frag, and Rene will find Sinkin Donut eventually. Hussein trying to go wide about this, but Rene knows exactly what's up. He's just gonna have to fall back, while Triggered will be a little quick to get the diffuser in his hands. Another fight being picked with Hussein here. He's got to be very careful. The C4 goes out. That's where Triggered has just got to get his composure back into form. He knows he's awfully close. This Valkyrie, he's got to go out with the pistol, and he won't win that. It's the Valkyrie. He is going to win, and then Tactical Data to finish things up for Dauntless Esports, as they'll be going to match point after winning this round. That's right, people. Dauntless Esports has finally gotten match point after a long-awaited fight against Exterminate Esports. Round 11 will be underway, as round 10 was flawlessly well executed, at least in terms of the aggression that they happened to bring out. That kept Exterminate Esports on the edge of the seats always. They just could not walk out of that little corner that they happened to back themselves onto. But hey, most definitely I'll be excited to see what comes up going ahead into this match. 6-4 is going to be the scoreline, and Dauntless sits on match point.
Well, since they've won Basement Church in round 8, they'll be able to pick the same side yet again in round 11. 6 pick comes in from Brini as he switches from the Capitao to the Sledge. And interestingly, we do see a Doc 6 pick coming in while he switches from the Valkyrie. So we might be able to see a lot of spawn peaks from the Doc himself. Unfortunately, he doesn't have he only has a 1.5x magnification scope, not the 2.2. The Rook has the 2.0 magnification scope with the MP5. A lot of changes with the site. You do have the MP5 for a total of 3 operators. One would be the Melusi, second would be the Doc, and the third, the GIGN operators Rook and Doc. With the Doc having a 2.2 scope, I actually do. I mean, it will be very difficult, but Doc he has that stim pistol to juice his HP back to 120 HP, so he'll be able to take pick those gunfights and be in a very advantageous situation. With that, the drone will be able to detect one of the defenders reinforcing the wall of the tunnels. If you do it as soon as possible and making sure that he would fall back, he'll make sure that he won't be able to get caught from the attackers. With that, we just need to keep that in mind that Dauntless Esports is on match point. The site is on Basement Church. And with the hard breaches, doing their work by opening up the tunnels and hopefully opening the hatches from the kitchen, with the inverted repel coming in from the Hibana as she takes out the windows of the kitchen. We do see a good amount of wall rotations, not any crouch rotation, which is coming from the blue room towards the arsenal room, but it's a pretty it's a simple strategy, as I would like to call it. With that triple, with the legion, he is prepped with his the impact need, and he is waiting for the Hibana to use her Excaros pellets to use it, so that he'll be able to take it. There we go. The sound would come in, and I believe Legion will be able to use that impact grenade. There you go. It will be able to eliminate one of them, but Sledge is here. He is going to make sure that it doesn't happen. Skylex, on the other hand, will get caught from the smoke canister's blast. Although it's not a blast, it's just a gas which would deal him consecutive amount of damage. With that, the second impact nade won't be able to won't work out well, as Rini tries to get good amount of damage between Hussein, but he is juiced up to 120 HP. Actually, it's not Hussein. It could be the smoke who was holding the angle, and Hussein was there to put his HP back to back to health. But that nade won't be able to survive. That smoke goes down, giving the control back on the side of tunnel. As Sinking Donut eliminates MBK already. Each and every gunfight I see from Dauntless Esports, whenever one of the team goes down, they would quickly get that refrag, which is very impressive. With that, a minute left for Exterminate Esports. We do see a flank coming in from the Jaeger, who decides to push in from the kitchen. There's a total of 3 attackers with the diffuser being dropped. And Hussein, my goodness, he'll be able to eliminate Trigger and decides to rotate back from that position. So push comes in, will be able to take out Boardwayo, even with a total of 3 Candelas being thrown out. And this is just a frag fest for Hussein. Triple kill for him, as Rini will be able to eliminate him. But at what cost? Tactical Dada will be there to finish off the round, as Dauntless Esports will win round 11. Basement Church winning against Team Exterminate on map Clubhouse. What a bloodbath that we get to see. And also Hussein with a total of 3 kills with the MP5 in hand. He'll be able to make some dominating plays against the opponents. 14 kills to Hussein, and a total of 11 kills on the side of the attackers. That would be Rini with a total of 15 kills.
I've definitely got to say this, that they've had quite the performance coming in, and both these teams were nothing short of what we get to see, at least when it comes to frag power and everything else in total. That being said, Baba, any closing thoughts, or before we at least head into the highlights about what this match happened to say?
Well, Foxy, talking about the previous match, it was Lies Valiance versus Team Soft Faith on map Oregon, which went on which went for around 7-2, I believe. Yes, there are only 2 rounds, in which one of the round where saw one was on attack on basement laundry, and second on the second floor kids while they were on attack. I mean, both. They won 1 round on attack, 1 round on defense, and that's the only round where saw Faith win, which would give Lies Valiance a very dominating push. Total of 7 kills, and followed up with the next match that we did get to see right away, Dauntless Esports versus Exterminate. Although the bans were quite similar, it wasn't any ridiculous changes as we did get to see from the previous round, where we might see an Ash ban or a Jaeger ban. But in Division 2, you need to be serious, and eliminating one of the important players, important operators, such as the either a hard breacher like the Maverick or the Thatcher being bland. It needs to be standard. If not, then especially when you're in Division 2, they would use that operator, and the opponent will have a higher chance of winning that matches against them. So, yeah, talking about that, let's go back and check on relive the moment.
Looks like somehow somebody just doesn't want to that it. We'll quickly be heading into that section. Just technical difficulty here. There we go. We're into reliving the moment as yes, Baba Gusta, you were running us down, but what just went down, and what we happen to witness in this amazing match.
Yeah. Talking about the first round, it was Dauntless Esports winning a total of 4 attack rounds in a row. Bodwayo did his best, although the on the side of Team Exterminate, they had a lot of problems dealing with the. I believe it was triggered. Actually, it wasn't triggered. It was Hussein who was playing as the Zofia, decides to go aggressive and eliminating the player who were holding on the side of tunnel. The tunnel control, especially on Basement Church, was in the hand of Dauntless Esports every single time, and they did not have any answers to go to. And this was round 3, where yet again this was Dauntless Esports round yet again. Sinking Donut with the Ash plays was very impressive. I mean, the same goes to Hussein as well, and also the nades that came in from. I believe the nades came in on the side of Exterminate Esports. The nades were on point, eliminating them. And yep, this was round 4 where the Dauntless Esports almost had the chance. Next thing you know, they started to just drop bodies with the Wamai. He actually did get a total of 2 to 3 kills, but Hussein was already in the site and he actually did get a lot of control. So this round 5, second for CCT was the side yet again, but this time we did see Exterminates pushing back and getting those important kills. A total of I wouldn't say important kills, I would say in the early amount of rounds there was a lot of refrag games coming in from Exterminate Esports, and it did work out well in their favor. And then in the execution phase, where it was on a 3v3 situation, all they had to do was to hold their ground, and they did exactly that. Ren, my goodness, this 1v3 clutch situation was amazing. I did not expected that a Jaeger with a total of 10 HP would get that angle. Eliminates a total of 3 players, the Maverick, the Ace, and the Ash, which would give him the win on round 6, making it 4-2. Now followed up with Basement Church, when Exterminate was on attack, they started to keep up the pace. So I do wanted to ask the question to you, Foxy. With the pressure that Exterminate was giving it, we did see Dauntless Esports coming back.
Definitely. As we head into the highlights of the second half of this match, Rennie with that push-up, we did see him come making from the side of Oil Pits. He definitely had an amazing emphasis in terms of what he wanted to do here. But this has just been that one lane that he did not care about, and that is from all the way on the side of Construction Tunnel. There was a bit we waiting for that exact moment where that slip up could possibly happen. That being said, we've got this moment where it was Boardwayo getting that double kill with his teammate, helping him at the right time, at the right moment, making sure that the sledge came in with the kill. Exterminate Esports definitely put up an amazing show today, if anything. But hey, that being said, all kudos to them. It was still Dauntless Esports much more in control, and that was very evident from the scoreline we just got to witness. This push in from Maverick, very ill-advised. It was the Valkyrie to take that frag, and well, that was round 10 to seal the deal, and this amazing killing frenzy that Hussein happened to go on to. Baba, any closing thoughts on what the match just happened to go down onto?
Yeah, but talking about the first half, we did see Dauntless Esports winning a total of 4 attack rounds, and then out of nowhere, Exterminate starts to push back, especially Boardwayo, who did. I mean, he did all he could defending the rounds, and then you saw Rene with a total of 3 kills. For a moment there, I had hope that Exterminates would be able to make this a proper comeback, especially on the side of attack, where they won a total of 2 rounds, Basement Church and second for CCTV. But somehow, in the end, Dauntless Esports starts adapting to Exterminate's attack, and unfortunately, they could not recover that. And yeah, they did not, however, recover it. And also, Dauntless Esports, especially Hussein, where you did get to see the final round where he was playing as a Doc 6 pick, although a Valkyrie was a very good pair. I mean, although a Valkyrie is one of the most meta operator players being played, using the Doc and getting a total of 3 to 4 kills is basically adding insult to injury to the opponents.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that, Baba Goose. That was quite the match. Once again, we got to witness not just this one, it was the first one as well. I'm sure I did not get to cast it, but I was the one on the camps, so I did get to witness along with you and live all those moments. And hey, speaking of which, it was quite the day to start off the league matches. for season. And what better way could we start off the matches if not for this division? That is the Bloodbath division, as I love to call it. And hey, that is that. And quite the day, quite the matches, amazing stuff we got to see. And well, we'll be back tomorrow, and that'll be it from me and Baba Gusta signing off for tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow with more Siege action right here, right at the Esports. Stay tuned.